Good morning. It's a Tuesday morning here. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. Let's get into the video. First order of business here. Let's get this van all organized up, so that way Brandon can keep installing those red oak doors. They'll probably be done today. Handles are coming in today. There's only drawer fronts left to put on, so let's clean this up for him. He's going to cut some side panels, and then we'll go from there. I now have the van loaded up. Jacob helped me move all the rest of the drawer fronts. It's those handles and a few panels today. The handles won't be in until about 10 o'clock. What'd you say? Preferably, yeah. Brandon's just cutting down the panels. They're oak panels, so the grain has to go up and down. But on our sheets, we can only get a 48-inch wide, or maybe it's 49-inch wide sheet. And it's like 66 inches, so we have to cut them into two. And I wanted the cabinets installed and sitting in there in case they were to move or something. We can now tell exactly what the measurement is. He can cut them down the middle, and then it'll create a perfect seam. We can use a little bit of this color match caulk, and the seam will be seamless. So that's what he's working on really quick here. Just again, getting him loaded up. That. All the tools. Again, all the drawer fronts right there. They look really nice. And then he'll go over to his house, install the drawer fronts, panels, a little bit of trim for those panels. And then drill handles. This is way too much trim, but it's all the leftover from his job, so I'm just going to send it. And then Jacob and I are going to start measuring doors for the cabinets we put face frames on yesterday. If I can get this trim in here without absolutely damaging something. Which I think I just got it in there. Perfect. Make some room. Brandon also needs a chop saw, so I'm just going to make a little bit of room here. Grab this big beast. I love this chop saw, but it's so heavy. The Milwaukee we have is a battery powered. Oh my goodness. The Milwaukee we have is a battery powered 10-inch, way lighter. I actually like that saw way better. But this saw can cut everything. It's a 12-inch. Brandon's backing it out. Adios, brother. All right, Rem. You ready to go measure for some doors? Oh, yes. She's the best helper. We're still waiting for our dumpster to get here so we can clean up our Mount Everest pile. But that's okay. I think first order of business, Jacob and I are going to put these bottom skins on. Get that done right there with our max strength contact cement. And then once that's completed, measure for all these doors, set up the cabinets how the kitchen goes. Once that's completed, we're going to finish. We have this, yesterday we put all the face frames on. It's a color called Hamburg Gray. Looks really nice. It's kind of a greenish gray. It looks really good. We put this middle place in. This is for our middle floor in. This is for a microwave right here. And then that will be a drawer box down there. We built one of these. It's in one of the other kitchens we built maybe 2 months ago. So microwave, it'll be a drawer for a microwave, which is really nice, and then actual drawer box drawer front. We need to build a pan divider in this cabinet, and then we need to put the middle floor right here for this pantry. So bottom skins, measure, floors, pan dividers, get all that type of stuff done. And once that's completed, we can start cutting out shelves. We have all these skins over here primed up. These are all our side panels we cut yesterday, so we can get those on. Shelves, drawer boxes. What else? Our hinge order, a million things. So let's just start here and get to it and start knocking off the list as we go. Got a phone with our electrician. Had to draw up this little scale diagram for him because this client has a microwave currently above the stove in a cabinet, but we're getting rid of that because we're putting a hood right there. And then this cabinet right here will be our new microwave cabinet, and it'll be like a drawer. So we needed to know where to run his electrical. And this is what that microwave cabinet looks like right there. And the microwave will just pull out of that right there with an actual drawer box down below. Right, Jacob? Right. Jacob's hammering in all these bottom skins. And then we'll start setting this kitchen up for measuring doors and such. You didn't label them all? That's why I labeled them all for you. Ah! Good work. Okay. Well, I'm going to clean up my space and then start helping you. I'm going to clean up my area so I don't get anything confused. Should be good on the electric now. Called the electrician, so that's taken care of. Clean this up and go help Jacob over there. They're spraying all the skin side panels, sending them through the oven. So that's getting done. Any tips and tricks?
Cut them good and don't break them when you
cut them correct. Get enough adhesion. Let it set though.
Use a little block. And
then yeah, just use this in your corner so you don't break up your hands or break up a cabinet.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part is figuring out when it's ready to set.
Right, I agree. You just gotta let it set for a little bit longer than you think.
Every time.
Mm-hmm. And it works perfect though. The other thing is we probably use too much of that, but that's why I'd rather have too much of that and let it sit for a little bit longer than not enough of that. This is what's holding it, this contact cement. Okay, Jakey, I'm going to get our sheet and I'm going to start loading up the measuring. Then I think we measure these, we do our hinge order.
Yeah.
And then we finish the pan divider and the pantry. And once that's done, I don't know.
Put the skin on, don't we? Or
huh?
Skin in the bottom.
Yeah, middle piece and then skin and then pan divider. I got a dado, but that'd be alright. We'll get that done. Then I wonder if I don't know if we cut the shelves next.
Just have them done.
Yeah. Kind of what I'm wondering. Let me see, is this thing hooked up? I think this thing's hooked up.
What?
The electrician came yesterday. Oh, it is. I think it's hooked up. We just don't have any air to it right now. We may have to see if we can use a different material for the shelves. I don't know. We'll see. We'll think of something. We'll make it work. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough moving, but we're almost organized. We're far from it, but we're almost there, if that makes any sense. Jacob's now just hammering the corners in. We want this nice and tight, but if you don't hammer the corners in, the contact cement won't contact everywhere. So it's kind of the difficult thing of making sure these bottom panels are perfectly tight and still contacting everything. Just have to be careful in the front so you don't pop out the face frame.
Yeah.
But Jacob's good at it. That's looking really good. You can kind of feel if there's any air pockets, which there doesn't really feel to be, so that's always a lovely sight. 10.
That came out good.
Came out really good, actually. Yeah, it's nice and tight everywhere. Love that. Jacob has one more to do. I'm setting up the door sheet. Start measuring for doors and drawer fronts. What are these going to be? Let's see. Shaker 45 and matching Shaker 45 drawer fronts. That's our most popular combo. It's a good combo. Easiest to clean. Reduces the chance of chipping just based on this reduces the chance of chipping, I think, based on the style. Because that 45 isn't a harsh corner like our Mission or our 17. The concave has the same effect, or same with the slab. It's just it's a less harsh corner on the inside of the door. So that's why I think the 45s are super popular. They also look really nice too. It's kind of a good mix between modern and traditional. The concave looks way more traditional, and then your Mission and your slabs look more modern. So it's always a good kind of mix. So I'm gonna finish setting the sheet up and then get to measuring. Jacob and I just went through, got all the doors and drawer fronts measured, all the cabinets. Now we're gonna do the hinge order and then finish the pan divider cabinet, finish the pantry. Then maybe we start cutting shelves. I don't know. We'll think about that. The skins are getting done right now for the side panels, so we'll work on that too. So we're gonna do our hinge order based off all the hinges we need and go from there. Here's how the skins are turning out. They have some primer coats on them that sort of match the paint. It's a close shade to it. It's not the exact color. We have all of our hinges right up there. For this order, for this client, I have 2 pieces right now that are going to get dadoed for our pan divider, and Jacob's over here cutting out our shelves. They're gonna be 7/8 of an inch thick. There's 16 shelves, but there's 32 pieces because we're doubling everything. We'll edge band it all. Both sides will be clear coated, and that project can be done. We already have all the shelf holes drilled for those cabinets, which is phenomenal. I'm going to attempt to dado out these pieces here, a top and a bottom, so that way we can slide a piece through on that dado for the shelf or the pan divider. We like doing it that way. That way if the client ever wants to take it out to clean or to have more pans, they can, and it's easier to install the cabinets because it's terrible to attach a cabinet to a wall or into the stud when you only have like this much room to get the drill in there, where if you slide the pan divider part out, because of how we dadoed it, it's way easier to install. So that's how we started doing it. That's how we're doing it. Now I'm gonna dado these pieces and hope it works. I now have my bottom piece right here, dadoed out twice, and my top piece right here, dadoed out twice. They will sit in the cabinet like this, and then I'll have 2 boards between them. I decided to go with 2. The cabinet's 17.5 wide, rough opening's 14.5 wide. There's 5 inches of space in between. And worst case, if the client wants to take this one out, they always can because they are removable. The dado will still be there, but I like to do them removable just in case. It gives the clients flexibility. It's ease of install for us because we can take both of these pieces out to screw into the back, into the studs. So that's why we make them like this. Really, we make them like this for, one time we had a client want a pan divider, and then they decided that they didn't want it anymore. They just wanted shelves. And I had screwed that pan divider in so many ways. The countertop was on, couldn't access the screws. We got it out, but then we had to fix the inside of the cabinet. It was kind of a mess. So this way, if they're ever like, you know what, I don't want these anymore, we're just going, the top piece will be screwed in from the sides, but worst case, they could always just pull out the dividers and we could put a shelf in there for them later down the road. So I just think it gives them options this way. It's a little bit harder, I would argue, to build because the other way I would do it, I just built a divider, screwed it in, it was done. This way I have to make a top, bottom, and dividers. But you know what? It's worth it for the client. So Jacob's doing a really good job cutting down shelves. And I'm going to get both of these in. I'll measure in between for my dimensions for the slide-in dividers. Edge band those. This will be done. I'll start working on that pantry way over there. Kind of that middle floor. And then I think Jacob's going to start edge banding these shelves. And we'll go from there. Hopefully the skins will be ready here decently soon. Brandon's installing drawer fronts, the 2 panels, and then the handles will be in. He'll be doing that. Carl's on appointments. Busy day today. We got to try to get these cabinets in this week. I don't know if tomorrow will work, but hopefully Thursday would be a great day. So we'll see. We got to build the drawer boxes. Hopefully we can get those done and just belt it out here, getting stuff done. I'm over here edge banding these pieces just by hand because it's only 2 pieces and I don't want to set up the edge bander for this. That would take longer. It's sitting right over there set up, but it has to heat up and it doesn't take that long, but I can do this by hand faster than I can with the edge bander for just these 2 pieces. So and I think we might do that with the shelves as well. I'm not sure yet, but normally we do the shelves with the nice new edge banding machine. I don't know if we will today. All you have to do is just set the iron up and let it go. I'm gonna let this piece cool before I trim the edges. So it doesn't gum up the blade. Otherwise it'll definitely gum up the blade. And that's something we do not want. That's the correct side. Grab our edge banding right here. It has the glue on the back. And all I do is I get it on there decently straight. And then you just work it down. The edge banding machine is definitely faster if you have a lot, but this order doesn't have that many shelves. I think it only has 16 because all the lower cabinets either have like pull-out drawer boxes, it's a sink, there's a Lazy Susan unit, there's a spice pull-out unit, there's this pan divider, there's drawer stacks, so there's no shelves in any of the lowers. And the pantry only has 2 shelves because the lower part has pull-out drawer boxes that are soft close. So there's only 16 shelves. Normally there's like 40. And if you're doing it by hand, it can take some time and it doesn't turn out as nice. The edge bander is fast, efficient, and gets them pretty much perfect every single time. So I'm gonna make sure this is on super good. You don't want it to peel up. Talk to Brandon, he has everything leveled. All the panels on, the trim's on, he's working on the drawer fronts now. And we just have to wait for the handles. I think Carl's appointment's going well, so that's awesome too. Super awesome. Once I'm done with this, I'll work on the pantry. And then I'll help Jacob with some shelves. We got to brad nail all the shelves, glue them all, brad nail them all, color match putty everything. Because we want them to be an inch thick. Now I'll just come through here with our cutter. Trim these all up. Kind of got to be careful with this UV material because otherwise this cutter, another reason why the edge bander is way more elite, this cutter sometimes likes to dig into the UV clear coat right here, and then what do? You got to redo it pretty much. Clean these edges up with the sandpaper. Just like that. Clean the front up. We'll clear coat the front to get it to match. A little bit more right here. There we go. That side is now complete. That looks really good. Now I just need to do the other side of this one right here. Both sides of that. And hopefully these can slide in. These pan dividers will be complete. Now this pan cabinet divider system in place that we built. These are removable. In case the client wants them to be moved, take one out or keep them all in. That's how it'll look. We'll take these out to install the cabinet, push them back in. They look really good, and a drawer box above it. So now Jacob and I are gonna work on the shelves and we'll work on the pantry. We're moving right along here. Jacob cut these really well. Yeah, having the blade low is key so it doesn't mark up your UV clear coat. Putting some glue both sides. It's not really going to do too much because these are clear coated, but it does do a little bit. So I think it's worth it. Really the brad nails are what are holding this unit together. And I'm just lining it up. Sending it on home. Fire and ult. There we go. Put a bunch of brad nails. We're using 5/8" brad nails, color match putty. I think it's worth doing this because then There's no chance that these can bow or warp being 7/8 of an inch thick. There's just no chance. We want quality. Isn't that right, Jakey?
What we're aiming for.
That's what we're aiming for. Quality. And this takes way longer, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I agree. I'm trying to get this one corner down just a hair, but sometimes it just doesn't. It's not terrible. There we go. I think I got it. If I can. Oh yeah, there we go. Got it. I'm trying to just square it up. Using 5/8 inch brads. That's cement those things together, locking them in. Like on these small shelves, we could just use the 1/2 inch material, but I want everything to be consistent in this kitchen. So we're just making them 1 inch thick. Really for no reason other than I want the consistency to be there. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you'll never see these shelves when the doors are shut. But I still want them consistent, so. That's why we're doing this. We're talking about Diary of a Wimpy Kid, aren't we, Jacob?
Go.
What was his name? Greg? Greg Heffley?
Greg Heffley.
Greg Heffley and Roderick and the Scholastic Fair. That's how old we are.
What are the
Huh?
The old, it's like R.K. Rowling or something.
Oh yeah?
What were they? Like,
That's Harry Potter?
no, dude, they were like this. Not just like the scariest books, but like they were about like monster stuff. Like I don't even know.
I don't know about all that, Jake. I know that name though. Isn't that?
He might be a different author.
Talking about books. Scholastic Fair. The numbers correlate with the cabinet numbers. We're putting those on the back, obviously, so we don't edge band over them and not be able to find where the shelves go. I mean, you can still find where the shelves go, but it's a little bit harder if the numbers aren't there. Jacob's the one who puts the shelves in pretty much.
Pretty much.
So he wants him to be nice and easy.
It's on me if they're not.
It's on him. It's on him.
That always sucks if you put them all out and then put them together because there's only like 8 of them.
Yeah. It is demoralizing for sure. All 32 pieces only make 16 shelves. Tad bit demoralizing for sure. But it is nice to know you don't have to edge band 32 pieces. You only have to edge band.
Man, that used to take so long.
What? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that panel will pretty much get cut down. So where's that? Yeah, that panel will get cut down. I had to oversize it because that's for a cabinet we don't know the height yet for. So yeah, that'll be fine. That's for a cabinet that's going countertop to essentially ceiling. These cabinets aren't going to the ceiling, but essentially to the top. We don't know the height yet because the countertop's not in because the cabinets aren't in. So once we get the counters in, or the cabinets in, we'll get the counters in, and then I can measure for that. cabinet. I have it just rough cut 51 inches. I think it's going to end up like 48, 49. But the CNC, I don't want to fire the CNC up just for that one cabinet for this one order. So we just cut it ahead of time, and then we'll trim it down on the saw stop right there. Fresh out. Load me up, Wazzy. Oh yeah. Load them all up. New rounds. Locked and loaded, baby. Making Jacob very sad every time he hears that brad nailer go off.
Couple too many, but
no, they gotta last. Putting lots of glue. Checking them to see which side looks better. Putting that on the outside. And then squaring it up. Pop. Pop. That's all nice and square everywhere. I know, we need to put the, we stole the sawhorses. Stole the seahorses and put them over there. Oh yeah, this is a heavy stack. Yes. Correct. Okay. Thank you. Rem! Oh, Rem's mad because the UPS person's here. Remington!
every dog in the world hates the UPS man.
They do. I think so. Huh? You gotta drop off handles for Brandon.
Yeah, we gotta take those two.
Yeah, and by we, I mean you.
So it's fun.
You can bring back the jigsaw though. That'd be that's actually like really important.
The jigsaw.
Yeah, Brandon has the new Milwaukee jigsaw that I want to use.
Do we need to take it before I headband on this?
The handles?
Yeah.
Um.
Well, where is he? Is he at
He's in Ankeny.
the too far?
Okay, Jacob and I are going to finish these up. And then we'll start edge banding all of these. Jacob and I got all the shelves together. They're all 7/8 of an inch thick, super sturdy shelves. Jacob's going to go and start edge banding those, and I'm going to come over here and start putting that floor into that pantry. Once that's completed, I may be able to start putting the skins on, or I could cut drawer boxes, or I could do trim, or there's a million things I could do. So I'll do one of those things. We also need to double check the shelves by putting them into the cabinet just to make sure. And I do need to drill the shelf holes for that pantry. And then, yeah, we'll just keep going for the day. Getting a lot of stuff done, but we need to keep going here. We have our color match caulk, exact color sealant from Sashco, all made up and ready for our skins. Jacob's double checking our shelves. They fitting?
Oh yeah.
Except for one, just got to trim one.
Trim those down in here.
That'll work well. And now I'm going to start putting our skin side panels on. Jacob will get all these wrapped up. I'll start putting the side panels on. I have a bunch of the cabinets with the skin side panels on. They're all cleaned up, made sure everything was touched up, wiped down. Jacob's way over there now. Big warehouse, got to zoom in, way over there. He's cutting out drawer boxes. And then I have a few more panels to put on. These cabinets may get installed tomorrow. I don't know. We don't have the drawer boxes in, but that's okay. We're going to start making those now. Just keep on trucking. I think there's a few more skins as well that need sprayed. 2 big fridge panels, but I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to... I kind of know how I'm going to mount those. But then I thought of something else today, so I don't know if they'll work. Just kind of have to wait and see. Once these get installed, then we can really... Once the cabinets get installed, then we can really tell if they're going to work or not. So I'm going to keep putting these skins on, and then help Jacob with drawer box. All the side panels on the cabinets. Now I'm going to start dovetailing out all these drawer boxes, the pins and the tails. Jacob's cutting out the bottoms. Jacob cut out all of these. They're all for 24-inch deep cabinets. All the boxes are 21 inches deep, 20 and a half after you do the math for the pins and the tails. Start dovetailing these, and then I don't know if we'll get them put together today. That might be a tomorrow morning thing. I have to measure. So Jacob may be putting these together tomorrow morning, but at least we'll get them dovetailed, routed, hopefully, and then he can just piece stuff together tomorrow. I have almost all of my pin and tails dovetailed out. All the bottoms are cut. I'm working on the last one. And all I do is I put my pin up here, my tail right here, perfectly flush. I'll run a climb cut through, and then I'll dado out all the grooves so they come out super clean like this. Jacob routed all of the edges of every single piece. And then once we're done with that last drawer box, we'll run them through, cut our notch out of the back piece. That way the slide can slide through and accept into the clip. And then these things will be ready to be put together. Not sure if we'll get to be putting these together today, but we will see. Now all of my pieces are cut. We can start cutting out the notch in the back of the back piece and maybe start putting these drawer boxes together today. Now I have most of these drawer boxes that are all dovetailed maple completed. Just have a few more to build. Jacob's cutting center panels for doors. I think that's going to pretty much do it for the day. I'm going to just finish putting these drawer boxes together. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like, subscribe, check out our website. We'll see you tomorrow. Adios.